On Tuesday of this week, Donald Trump met with executives from the pharmaceutical industry so they could all get together and kind of hash out the problem of rising prescription drug costs. And everybody in the room, including the executives, was upset that prices were just getting so darn high. But according to those in attendance, Donald Trump is the one who brought up the fact that he read somewhere that the cost of research and development to even bring a drug to market is between $2 billion and $2.5 billion. Money that the poor pharmaceutical company has to recoup in some way, and that's why drug prices are so darn high. No, that's not the case. That's not the truth. It does cost about $2.5 to $3 billion to bring a drug to market. Yes, I'll concede that point. But do you honestly think that Big Pharma is paying all of that money? Because they're not. In fact, Donald Trump, head of the U.S. government, you should probably be aware of the fact that the federal government pays for a lot of the research and development for new prescription medications. Not necessarily direct grants, although that does happen, in the form of university grants, funding colleges. Those colleges do research. They even run clinical trials sometimes that Big Pharma doesn't have to pay for. So yeah, it costs a lot of money to bring drugs to market, but Big Pharma is not the one footing the entire bill for that. Furthermore, studies suggest that it takes less than 2 years for Big Pharma to recoup the costs on just one drug. 2 years for every drug they bring. So even if it did cost them $3 billion, after 2 years, they have made that money back on that particular prescription drug. So why keep the prices high? You made your money back, you can lower them, because at that point, everything's profit, right? Well, not exactly. Because we live in the United States, one of only 2 countries in the world that allows direct-to-consumer pharmaceutical advertisements. That's why we're paying so much for drugs. Big Pharma spends billions of dollars every year in TV ads, magazine ads, newspaper ads, trying to get you to go ask your doctor to prescribe you this wonder drug from Big Pharma. Those billions of dollars in advertising are what pharmaceutical companies are trying to recoup. Not their research and development costs. Those are gone. Those are done. They've already paid it off. They want their advertising money back and then some. If we want to lower prescription drug prices in the United States, we have to ban direct-to-consumer advertising like every other country in the world, except for one, has done. Everybody else agrees that this is the best way to do it. Everybody else pays lower prices than the United States. The answer is right there, folks. That one thing could lower prescription drug prices and save American lives. Because people see an advertisement for a drug on TV. They maybe don't have the condition that this drug is advertised for, but they'll go ask their doctor for it, and an ill-equipped, ill-informed doctor will do it anyway. It happens every day. It's off-label marketing is what that's called. That's what doctors do, that's what Big Pharma does, and because of direct-to-consumer advertising, that's what patients ask for. That's why we're paying so damn much for prescription drugs, people. Because Big Pharma is allowed to spend billions of dollars in advertisements to get directly to you, and then we have to pay that money back for them.